Eagle Community Television presents Community Connection with your host, Mike Cooper.
Welcome again to Community Connection from Eagle Community Television. Thanks to our producer, Jeff Durall. We're in the President's office today at Fort Hays State University President Dr. Ed Hammond as we look ahead to the new semester at Fort Hays State University. As we talk about events and activities with Fort Hays State with President Hammond. And to begin with, President Hammond, I see average is over. And I'm a little disappointed because I thought maybe I'd be able to skate by for another little while anyway, but now average is over.
At Fort Hays State, so you're safe, Mike.
Oh, okay. As long as I don't
mean,
set
if average is still acceptable at Eagle, you're fine.
All right. Very good.
I have to call Gary Shorman and check that out just to make sure.
Make sure I'm still in good graces, would you please?
I didn't, knowing Gary, I wasn't sure that he was in his organization accepting average.
I don't think so. Okay. There may be a return to a more productive, shall we say, time.
But no, that's our theme.
Expand on that.
Yeah, that's our theme this year. And one of the key is that and nationwide, that's the reality. I mean, organizations cannot be successful in this environment if you're just average. You have to have superior quality, and you have to have superior service, and you have to be doing a top-flight job to be successful. And so the good news at Fort Hays is that we are clearly above average, whether you're looking at our growth ratios or the quality of the teaching, whatever it is. You look at the U.S. News and World Report analysis of our online programs, and we're number 2 in the nation in terms of our quality of our undergraduate online program. Only one institution is ranked higher than we are. You look at our MBA program, you look at our Masters in Nursing, you look at our Masters in Education. All 3 of those are online, and all 3 of them are in the top 15 programs in the country. So, out of the thousands of schools that are delivering online courses, Fort Hays is clearly above average, and that's just an example in one modality of our success. So some of the part of this theme this year is to celebrate our success, but the other part of the theme is to look for those areas where we are just average and to figure out how we can re-engineer, redesign courses or services in a way that will push us to a level of superior or clearly above average. So in a large organization, you always want to be looking for those areas where I think right now you have to be looking, where are we just average, and we've got to get those services, those programs, those courses above average.
We'll see some more of the exemplary results of Fort Hays State University next month when we talk with President Hammond about homecoming and some of the relationships that the awards for homecoming will come. What about numbers, campus numbers, virtual college? Have you got numbers for us, Dr. Hammond?
Well, as you know, we don't release official enrollments until 20th day, and we are only in day 4, so we've got 16 days to go before I can say, this is what our enrollments are going to be this year. Last year on 20th day, we had 12,800 students we were serving. Right now, right before we started the interview, you saw me get on my smartphone and check the numbers as of this minute. And right now we're running 90 to 100 students more on campus than we were last year. Our freshman class clearly is going to be another 900 plus freshman class. We've only had 3 of those in the history of the university. And last year was one of the 2, and this year is going to be another one. The virtual environment is running about 500 ahead of last year, and we look for our China program to be about the same. We aren't going to see the growth in the China program that we've had because we're up against our quota. So, we won't see real growth in China unless we negotiate a new quota with the Chinese government.
The numbers, of course, reflect, I think, the quality of instruction at Fort Hays State University, not only on campus, but on the virtual college as well. And in light of that, you have a new President's Distinguished Scholar.
Yeah, Rich Pekoski is a new, what they call President's Distinguished Scholar. It's the highest ranking faculty award that we give at the university, and the person represents the faculty throughout the year, presents a major presentation on his research or her research. In the fall, serves as the representative of the faculty, is actually on stage at commencement. There's a whole role for this person that we have within the institution. And Rich is one of our biology faculty member who has just been outstanding, has been a leader in undergraduate research, working with our undergraduate students and helping them have meaningful research activity, which is unusual. Normally you don't get that unless you're in a PhD program, and then you can get to work with a faculty member on meaningful research. But at Fort Hays, we're very proud of our undergraduate research initiative that gives our students the opportunity to have that kind of experience. So all of these things that we talk about in terms of quality have helped us be the fastest growing school in the state. We very well could end up somewhere around 13,500 students this year, closing in on Wichita State. I think we could very well pass Wichita State in the next year or so in terms of total number of students served. You know, and growth is an important part of our strategy, and people in Hays like it. You know, I've heard some people complain about the traffic now that all the students are back, but most of the people that I know in town are very, very pleased to see us continue to grow, because that's a good sign for Ellis County, for Hays, and the area.
And again, shows the influence of Fort Hays State University and, of course, the cooperative effort that we've talked about before. Next month we're going to highlight more, as we mentioned, on homecoming, but I wanted you to see the new Fort Hays State magazine, which is the celebration, or a celebration, of Tiger Nation. Jeff, if you can get a little shot of that.
Yeah, that's our alumni publication. It goes out to, you know, we have over 40,000 alumni, and in, I think, 70-some countries. So, you know, it is a worldwide publication. And
great kudos to Deborah Prideaux, of course, alumni director, to Kurt and to Kent for the editing of the publication. A couple of things that I did want you to highlight, if you would, from the publication, Dr. Hammond. A couple of new looks on the Tiger brand, the brand implementation team.
Yeah, and I'm glad that caught your eye and you brought it up, because one of the things we're trying to do is to turn Friday into Gold Fridays. We're trying to get everyone on campus to wear gold on Friday as a way to commemorate the football games on Saturday, the basketball games on Saturday, the soccer games, the volleyball games that are on the weekend. And so we've established a dress code for the university for Friday for people to wear gold. So you won't find me in a suit and tie on Friday unless the governor's coming or something. I may have to figure out to wear my gold shirt and tie that day. But we will be more casual, but we'll be wearing a lot of gold, and we hope that all the citizens in Hays will join us, and that the community will adopt the Gold Fridays, and everyone will celebrate the success of Fort Hays State and be proud that Fort Hays State is part of their community.
It's always been referred to, I think, as the gem of western Kansas, and certainly that's true. Another thing that will be coming during homecoming is the dedication of the new hall, Agnew Hall.
Yes, fortunately for us, with our growth, we were able to get phase 1 of Tiger Place, the area of campus that we're calling Tiger Place. There'll be 2 new resident facilities built there. Agnew Hall was a building that we tore down, and so we put that name on the new building. It's got about 120 more beds, new beds in that one. So we didn't have to go out and enter into a lease arrangement with Motel 6. I tell you what, the management out there did a great job, though, of working with us last year, and I really thank them for for supporting the university the way they did through our difficult time where we didn't have enough beds on campus to accommodate the students. Two things happened this year. We have about 130 more beds on campus. We did some renovation, got some more rooms done in our current halls. New Agnew Hall is open, and it's a beautiful facility. It really is. Paul Wittenberg Construction Company, local contractors, did a great job on that project. There are 4 bedrooms in each suite, 2 bathrooms, and a small living room kitchen arrangement. So it's kind of a mid-price, mid-level housing arrangement that we provide our students. So the students this year have a choice between a traditional residence hall experience, and a lot of the freshmen want that because they want to get to know their other members of their class. Then they migrate to this new suite arrangement. And then, of course, we have a Stadium Place, which is our apartment complex, and a lot of them are going there. And we will evaluate and see what the pattern is, what students really, of those 3 options, there's 3 different price points, which one do they prefer, and then we'll build more of that on campus. So we will have another building like Agnew Hall ready to go next year because we think we're going to continue to grow. We're going to need that. And
certainly not your father's dorm room anymore, is it?
No, students now, you know, are expecting a different kind of service from their resident facility.
Kind of like they were living at home.
Well,
still.
that's exactly
you know?
what's happened. I mean, when I went to school, you know, to college, I shared a room with my brother, with one of my brothers when I was in high school, and you know, we only had 1 bathroom in the house, and we shared that with everybody, you know, and I rode my horse to school. Now they all bring cars, and they. What are you laughing at? I'm getting old.
I didn't realize we went that far back, but I guess looking back on it now, that could be the case.
I'm just trying to see if you were awake.
I was just looking for a place to tie the horse up when I came to Fort Hays State here. A while back when you were on the Eagle Morning Show with Boomer and Mike, you talked a bit about some summer programs. In our final thoughts this morning, Dr. Hammond, talk about maybe the initiative or the plan or the future possibly to attract more students during the summertime and increase the population of Hays.
Well, you know, I don't know about we'd increase the population, but having more students here in the summer would definitely help our businesses in the summertime. And so we're looking at you know, camps and other activities like that would attract more students. Right now, with the success of the virtual college at Fort Hays and at other universities around the country, hardly anyone goes to summer school anymore. So we need to think about, well, we've got facilities. How can we use those to bring more people into the campus? So we're going to be spending this year looking at some options. I'll be meeting with the deans here in the next week or 2 to begin the school year and to begin to look at what can we do to begin to try to get faculty involved in helping design some different kind of activities, like the High Plains Band Camp. I mean, that's a good example of how we use the facilities of the university, and literally hundreds of students come here for a week. And so if we're able to, over the summer, bring 5,000 or 6,000 students to campus for various different activities, that bodes well, I think, for stimulating the economy, and it's good utilization of our facilities.
Fort Hays State University President Dr. Ed Hammond from the President's office today on our Community Connection. Once again, thanks to our producer Jeff Durall, and thanks to you for joining us on Community Connection on Eagle Community Television.